We are back here on the ETVU Coaches Show, like I promised, and I found an ASC champion in head women's basketball coach Rusty Rainbolt. Coach, first of all, you guys have been going and going for now 2 weeks today, and I just want to know, where are you guys getting all this energy from practices at 5 a.m., film sessions, practice in the evening? Where are you guys? How are you guys still alive right now is my question.
That's a good question. You know, we're eating a lot of spinach and drinking a lot of Gatorade, I guess. But no, it's been a fun, busy, fast 2 weeks. We've done a lot of, like you said, film and practice and individual skill work, and just trying to get this team as far along as fast as we can. So it's been good.
Absolutely, and you guys have been getting a lot done in practice, like you said. And in fact, I'm going to take a page out of Allen Iverson's book. We're going to talk about practice.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk about, just kind of the different intricate sets that you guys have been kind of implementing this year. Just kind of talk about, first of all, though, that leadership. You guys have 7 seniors this year. So as far as directing practice, teaching the guys, working with your team, just kind of talk about how important has that leadership been out of your 7 seniors, not just hearing your voice or Coach Henson's voice?
Well, that honestly is the best part about our team right now. Is we have 7 seniors and 12 returners, which is phenomenal. We had 12 potential girls to come back last year, and all 12 of them came back. And those upperclassmen have been instrumental in our team's identity right now and the growth of our team. We have a lot of new faces as well. A lot of freshmen, and freshmen drive me nuts. They don't know what they don't know. Most of them don't know how to play hard right now. It's just a completely different game, and we've got some of the best freshmen that you can get. I mean, our freshman class and our transfers are phenomenal players, but they all come from different systems, and they're all learning how to acclimate to do things the way we do, and the attention to detail and the extreme emphasis that we put on every little thing, from the way we talk to each other, to the way we place our food order, to the way we dress, to the way we practice, to the way we sit on the bench and handle adversity of not playing, all that good stuff. But our 7 seniors, if we didn't have 7 seniors, I don't know if I could handle it this year, because of all the new faces and the youth that we have. So our 7 seniors have been phenomenal. But yeah, we're trying to implement some different stuff this year, because we did have so many returners that we felt like, okay, they know what they know, and they've got a pretty good grasp of the defense and offense that we've had in the past. Now let's add some layers to it and try to become more versatile and better with what we do. So it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and I've actually sat in a couple of your practices, just kind of watched how your team is coming together. So let's talk a little bit about that new core group. You have, like you said, a lot of new players this year to kind of fit into the system. So could you just talk to me about, how it's been so far? What's been the most difficult part so far about implementing them and kind of adding what they do best to your team's philosophy?
Yeah, well, we do have a lot of new faces. We lost 3 amazing seniors last year that were a huge part of our identity as a team, and were very instrumental in. If you've watched this, people know that we run 2 different groups. We run 5 in, 5 out, and so we call the starting group the white group, and the second group that comes in the blue group. And traditionally, our white group that starts is more ball security and high-skilled players, and they're very IQ, passing game based. And then we like to bring the blue group in that is just all out, extreme energy, extreme intensity, and the girls that play in the blue group have always really, really valued and loved their role, that when they come off the bench, the energy and the intensity goes up instead of having a letdown when you sub. Well, we've got a really good core of our white group back, a really good core, and they're doing a fantastic job. We're struggling with figuring out the identity of our blue group right now, and we've got a lot of players on their roster this year because we do have 7 seniors. So we've carried more on the roster this year than we've ever had before, just because we don't want to lose 7 and then have half of our team have to rebuild and start over. So, but with that being said, that blue group is still trying to work out their identity. And so right now, we've got some newcomers that are in that group, and they're going to have to get it figured out, and get it figured out pretty quickly, because this is a brutal schedule that we've scheduled this year. There's no there's no easy weeks. And really there's no easy games, but we have St. Thomas University out of Minnesota, who was in the Final Four last year, George Fox, who's a perennial top 10 team, Trinity, Millsaps, and we've got every good team that we could possibly schedule. Anybody that wanted to play, we wanted to play them this year because we really felt like we had a chance to be a good team. So, but some of our girls that are in a different role from last year to this year, returning wise, they're going to have to play better. They're going to have to play harder and produce more. And then our newcomers are going to have to get it figured out pretty quickly if we're going to be able to play the way we want, have the depth we want, and the balance that we want. So, and that's a big part of our team. We never want to play anybody more than about 20 to 22 minutes. Even Kendrick and Kim, who are our best two players, no doubt, I think they average 20 to 22 minutes a game. And so we want balance and we want depth, and we don't want the team to ever become dependent on one or two players. We want it to be about a core group of everybody. So, but those new girls and young kids especially, they're going to have to figure out what it means to be a college player and learn to take care of the ball, play hard all the time, and be mentally and physically tough.
Absolutely, and that can be, that come in that first matchup, first season game, things like that. And speaking of which, it's just around the corner. You guys are about to get on the road here to take on Tarleton. So when you guys go out there, obviously, there's probably a million things going on in the young players' heads and things like that. It's probably a million things you want to see executed and things like that as a coach. A lot of excitement, but just kind of talk to me about, if you can narrow it down, what are some of the core things you want to see out of your group in this particular preseason matchup? Well,
Coach Henson did a fantastic job this summer and this fall of really diving into our team and how we have done the last 2 years and what made us successful and what's really been our limitations. And the two biggest things that he identified that are so crucial in every game is ball security and like assist to turnover ratio, and then our free throw percentages. And we were number one in the league in field goal percentage offense, and we were last in the league in free throw percentage. It makes no sense, but anyway, we have put such an extreme amount of emphasis since the season ended last year on how do we pass the ball better, get it to the right people at the right time for assists, and then how do we eliminate our turnovers and just be better in that area, and then how do we make more free throws, because we shoot a ton of them, we just got to make more of them. And so to answer your question, even though we're scrimmaging tomorrow against another opponent, like it doesn't mean anything in terms of the record or anything like that, so we're using it just as another practice to go out and just sharpen up what we're doing offensively and defensively, but really put an extreme emphasis on taking care of the ball, share the ball, and make those free throws when we get a chance. So that's the biggest thing I want to see. We got to play hard. That's the big thing is if our kids don't play as hard as they possibly can, then all that other stuff doesn't matter at this point. We've got to have some girls that'll play hard and disciplined. Our slogan, our motto, our identity, we want it to be as fast, tough, and disciplined. And so, we've got to play hard, and we've got to be physically tough and mentally tough, but we've got to be disciplined to do the right thing at the right time. And so those are some of the things that we're really looking for. But we want to pass and catch the ball well. We want to be disciplined with our assignments. And then, we just want to enjoy the game and play the game. It's got to be fun, and it's fun when you compete and you give your best and you do it in a way that's going to honor the Lord. So that's a big thing for us.
Absolutely, Coach, and we'll definitely see you guys out there, or at least I will be on the road, making sure that you guys are up to speed and things like that. So great talking to us once again.
Absolutely.
You can check out all things ETBU sports related at goetbtigers.com or follow us on social media at goetbtigers. Mark T. Robinson, head coach, Rusty Rainbolt. We will see you guys again next time.